Hello and welcome back, brothers and sisters, twin flames. Peace be upon you. Um, this video I dedicate to the very important um, subject topic of dreams. What I will probably title it "What Dreams May Come," um, because it reminds me of the movie that once I watched about man whose wife committed suicide and he entered the realm of what's what was in during the time when they were married and she was alive, what was actually just part of her. She was an artist, it was part of her imagination. So basically the paintings that she painted during her lifetime, where she imagined this perfect world, becomes her own paradise. But actually, it becomes his paradise, where they were supposed to be together. But due to the suicide she committed, she is destined to go to another place. And it's a wonderful movie about power of love and how her soul is saved through the power of love to be brought back. And I apologize in advance for mentioning this. It's very sensitive topic for those who have lost someone to suicide. Um, Always people judge harshly victims of suicide. I personally believe that God is really most merciful, but we do not own our own life, and killing yourself, it is just like killing another person. It is not our right to destroy anybody's life, including our own. But at the same time, I believe that our love and forgiveness and uh, uh, is, I mean, I always also believe that if there's someone praying for your soul who is left behind you, like a child or a spouse, can make a difference for a final decision. But that's very uh, sensitive topic, which I don't want to talk about. What I want to talk about is what the dreams may come. As I said, it's also title of a famous movie. But in my case, what I want to tell you is really deep, really important, and really hard to digest for some. But at the same time, most of you will uh, realize what I'm saying is really actually quite possible and plausible explanation of what our dreams are. Um, Not before I start, I want to say that I will speak of one type of dreams because I believe that there's different kinds of dreams, categories of dreams, types of dreams, just like different. Um, how to explain this? Different. If you go to if you have a passport and you travel that country or this country, they're both countries, and for both of these you need passports. Uh, they're two different countries, so there's different types of dreams, just as there's different types of countries. I don't know how else to explain to you what I'm trying to say here. So there's dreams that are what I call ESP dreams, that are predicting future. That doesn't mean, especially for Muslims, I want my brothers, sisters, Muslims out there, I want to clarify this, that I'm not talking about, because in Islam we don't like to predict future, and it's not something that should be done. Um, Future and the past and the present belong to the omnipotent creator. So I'm not saying that that means looking into the future on purpose, but sometimes we do have premonition dreams as choice by God. It's God's choice. It's a choice of universe and source to inform someone. So you're not seeking such secret knowledge of beyond the veil, or of something that God only knows, but it can be downloaded to you by God's permission. So I'm talking about those kinds of dreams where you just, if you have, especially if you're an indigo child, um, as I am, and you grow up with that gift, which is basically from your birth, from, it's part of your nature, and sometimes you have to learn to accept that gift as part of yourself. You do have a gift from God to sometimes have dreams that will warn someone that, to not to go someplace, not to do something, because you can prevent something bad happen to your friends, family, or neighbors, or even unknown people nowadays with the internet. And if it's someone that you had seen in a dream and somehow you find out who this was, you could warn these people. It's very hard sometimes because they will not. Depends how can you contact and let people know who they are, even if they're closest family members. Sometimes they will say, what are you talking about? How do you know that? If you tell them, you should not go there, sometimes you must not tell them that it was a dream. You just tell them, kind of like, it depends who it is, but you can tell them, trust me, just don't do it, just don't go there. Many, many times after I accepted my gift as part of God's choice for me, because many years I've struggled and I was scared to um, know stuff. I accepted that as a gift because it is who you are. It's what is your purpose in life, part of your purpose in life. That if you have a gift, that you don't look at and view that gift as a curse, because many times we do view it as a curse, like as a burden upon ourselves. But just like the prophet, and God forbid, I'm not comparing anyone with such a gift to a prophet, but just as prophets sometimes had a heavy burden of carrying a message from God, not sometimes, always. Every single prophet had a really tough time with people and nations that they tried to inform. Muhammad was really, he had really hard life because he was trying to deliver a message of the Quran. He didn't choose that. He was the one who was chosen to do that, to deliver that message. Moses was not asking for a prophethood. It was given to him. Jesus was born from the early age, from the baby stage, from his cradle, he spoke. He was a prophet, and a teacher and a master teacher for a leader of the believers. And so was Noah, and all of them were not accepted by majority of people. It was, I mean, you all know that. So um, what I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to make here is, they, especially Jonas, Prophet Jonas, I wanted to mention him, or we call him Yunus. Uh, is In Quran he's mentioned as Yunus, Prophet Jonas. He literally denied prophethood. He tried to escape from being a prophet. God chose him to go to certain nation and deliver the message, and he literally ran away. He thought he could run away from his own destiny of being a prophet to a ship and travel somewhere else. And you know, most of you Christians, Muslims, whatever, you heard the story of Jonas, who was uh, during the storm, he was thrown from the ship, and then he was swallowed, not eaten, but swallowed by a large, huge ocean, whether it was a fish or whale, there's still debate. I think it was a fish. Anyways, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is that he was later delivered on the shore and he survived, and he realized during the time of dying, when he thought he was going to die, that he made a mistake, from run away from his own destiny. So many of us, indigo children, people with psychic abilities, especially if you're Christian or Muslim, because sometimes people would think, is that magic? Is that witchcraft? No, it's not. It can be something It is something that you're born with. It's your gift, but you have to use it for the good and only for the good, and be careful with it, just like Prophet Joseph, the one, the son of Jacob, also known as Israel, one of the 12 sons, Joseph of Egypt. He had not only had the premonition dreams, but he was able to also, and usually that, those two gifts come hand in hand. He was able to explain other people's dreams, and that's what saved the whole nation, not only of Egypt, but of Canaan, and his father Jacob's nation, and 12 tribes, his 12 brothers, because his explanation of the Pharaoh's dream was correct, that they should save up 7 years of crops and water. And many of you don't know, I was very excited to find out that there's a dam, old dam in Egypt called the Beni Yusuf, and was actually, he was the first inventor of the dam, the, you know how to separate water in the river and make accumulation of the water for, like a preservation of the water. And so he saved up the water for 7 years, so they would have water when the water was gone. And this story is, uh, everyone agrees on this, both the Bible and the Quran, about Joseph. So having such a gift can save not only someone's life, or predict some trouble that may happen, or warn someone, but can save entire nation and change the world history. So he also was warned by his father Jacob, first in the beginning when he was really young. I believe he was age 12, and now I'm on the 12th minute. It's interesting. And in the Quran, by the way, uh, Joseph, Prophet Joseph, is mentioned in the entire chapter 12. I personally believe he was 12 years old um, when he was thrown in the well by his older jealous brothers. And the reason they were jealous was that he shared a dream with his father and his brothers, and he said that he had a dream that one day, someday, he saw them symbolically as stars, and himself as a sun. Actually, he saw himself as one of 12 stars, and the mother and father's sun and the moon, and then all of his brothers will one day bow down to him. And the brothers were like, "What kind of arrogant dream was that? What are you talking about?" And they had issues in the family, the jealousy towards Joseph, for other things, and for his wisdom at a young age. So his father tells him, and this is mentioned in the Quran, not to tell his dreams to his brothers. So sometimes people who have this ability, this special gift of knowing things in advance, whether through dreams or through some kind of vision, sometimes we have to be careful how we share this with other people, because sometimes people cannot digest that. So you have to just for the sake of their safety, if you know something, if you've seen something, just warn them lightly, kind of on the need no basis. You don't have to tell them it was your dream or whatever. It depends who it is, how much they can digest this, how much they know about the possibility of spiritual world, and that actually God can send a message to someone just human as them, to warn them. And God works in mysterious ways. So depends. If you just want to help them, if you want to warn someone, you don't have to tell them you saw it in a dream. You can just kind of explain it in some way that they will accept it and listen to your voice, your advice. So that's not, even though I talked about this is not the type of dreams that still I want to talk about. There's dreams that are nightmares, and I believe they come from the devil. They come from Shaitan, and they're there to scare you and instill fear. And maybe someone is psychically attacking you. Maybe there's magic on you so that you will be maybe someone. Sometimes it's not humans who will wish something bad for you, send you psychic attack, or in Islam what we call sihir or magic. Sometimes shaitan itself, devils know that you have a special purpose, that you are a light worker, that you help many, that you have mission in life, and they know this information from stealing information from the angels, and they will sometimes try to prevent you, like psychic attacks, try to make you crazy, in other words, like literally make you crazy, but that you never achieve that spiritual strength, become who you're meant to be. So don't don't be discouraged by those. You There's ways you can fight um, these dark forces, and usually they will come through dreams. Many people, many light workers had a period of their life when they were suffering from nightmares, and then eventually they pulled out of it. Some never did. Some people go crazy and were supposed to be light workers, but they suffered too many attacks. So many of you who are grown light workers and warriors of light, whatever you call yourself, in whatever religion or you belong to or you don't belong to religion, if you're spiritual, then you know that thank God you survived that phase in your life when you were being psychically attacked through your dreams and nightmares and stuff. So also that's a separate type of dreams, and then there's just your own psyche and things that happen in your life or during the day, and then you just um, sometimes process everything in a dream, and those are like some subconscious, you know, part of you that will sometimes come in a dream when you talk to someone that you know you in some subconsciously you want to talk to, or sometimes you just process things like daily life problems that you have, things that you subconsciously think about, they will come up and resurface in your dreams. And then this type of dreams that I want to talk about now, it's just a siren out there, is about when we go in a dream state, when we are dreaming, when we fall asleep. This is gonna sound uh, whatever. Um, we talk about in the movies, usually in Hollywood movies, they will talk about time machine, and they will usually show you time machine, time travel machine, as something mechanic, something made, something like a super special, powerful type of maybe software or hardware where you walk into this and it's kind of like a spaceship, or maybe it's a computer program, and it's like almost like some kind of flying object, and then you are transferred to another time. I believe that's just a Hollywood version of time machine. I think we don't require any, except maybe Merkabah, which you can actually Google and find out about. Merkabah, I don't know if I'm even saying it right, but I read a lot about it recently, and the reason for that is because I I saw Merkabah and I didn't know what it was, so I researched. I just like when I first time saw my twin flame, and I just knew there was something different about this guy, very different, and I started like trying to find out who the heck he is, who's this person that came into my life. Something is so different about it, and that's many of you is how you found these videos or YouTube or Google or whatever. So 1 week ago, I had Merkabah awakening, and I didn't know what it was. I saw oh, a diamond shaped object, not an object, but it's a fifth dimensional like thing that is floating in the sphere, in the void, in the empty space. And I saw it with my with my third eye, with my I had my eyes closed, but I wasn't sleeping, I was fully awake. And I saw uh triangles, or more than two triangles, kind of like mostly like a diamond shape, like the diamond in the ring shape, but hollow inside, it's connected with light lines. And I just, I was like, what is, and what it felt like was, um, this was the fifth dimensional essence of my twin. That was my twin in a fifth dimension. He didn't have a physical body, and I never, this is what I knew it was in that state when I saw it, but I never really will. I want to say Wallahi, which means by God. I swear by God, I never imagined something like this. I had no idea. I just saw, and I know that's him. That's my twin flame in a 50. And then I started finding. I asked some other light workers. I didn't get answers. Then it was actually by synchronicity, I ran into a video that was talking about Merkabah this week, and I'm like, oh my God, that's that thing that I saw. That's the thing. I was trying to find out what it was. It's a Merkabah. So what Merkabah is, what you will also find out if you Google, if you haven't known already, is is your fifth dimensional, uh, sort of like transportational vehicle. It's kind of you. It's your essence within the fifth dimension that can actually, it can be anywhere. You can go into different places, and I saw it with my own eyes. Like in the vision, I saw what it actually kind of looks like, and that's what I suppose they call this, what they say sacred geometry, and because it's geometrically correct shape. It's I never even in my wildest dreams knew that my twin flame can be in that form. I mean, I always imagined soul as just a specific light particle. I mean, that's my imagination, because I don't really know what the soul looks like. I know what it feels like. So what is this Merkabah? It's a very interesting thing. So it was a week ago when I had experience, and then a few days ago I found out it was Merkabah, and I'm extremely pleased with that because I wasn't asking for it. And so I suppose the part of my journey is continuing. This is very important part. Just like in 2015, my Kundalini awakened, and I had no idea what's going on with me. And then I was like, when I found out, oh, okay, well, that's Kundalini. So that part is over. And it's not over. I mean, it's a process, but that, when it was activated, and then I came to realization what it was. This is happening now with Merkaba. So that means that I'm in the process on my journey, that I'm moving on. That is going. The process has not stopped. That's a good news. And am I scared? Well, not scared, but am I anxious? Yeah, but I'm I trust God. I trust Source. I know that He will take care of me well. So, the dreams. Whether you know what Merkaba is yet or not, the thing is, when you sleep, you not only can go to a different timeline, you can also, you don't need any special vehicle, no time machine. Your dream is your time machine. Your dream can take you anywhere, and this is not your imagination. This is real. This is reality. Next is, you you can go into different timeline, and you can go into different parallel reality. Not only that, this is the best part. This was downloaded to me 3 weeks ago, but I just didn't make a video. I didn't know how to give this to you. I didn't know how to share with you this. I'm not sure if you're gonna digest this or not. When you go into different dimension, different reality, different parallel life reality, timeline could be any century. It can be this century, but different time, different date, different place, totally different place. And you will now know what I'm talking about when I say, have you ever experienced in a dream that you were in a place where you've never been. It's a place, it's a legitimate place, or a house, or a city that you've never been to, but definitely exists. Trust me, it does exist someplace, or it existed someplace, or it will exist someplace. Because time, it doesn't. It could be present time, past, or future time. So in that city, or that building, or that house, you feel like you are experiencing something, some event, or something, whatever your dream is about, and you are someone else. What is that about? You, you. This is the best part. At that moment, you, through your dream, after you fall asleep, your soul travels to Merkabah. You don't have to know right now what Merkabah is. One day, if you haven't experienced it yet, you will find out, or you can Google it. Then you travel to your dream, and what happens is you enter another person. That person either exists in the same time as you do, but in another country, in another city, someplace. And if it's a dream where they're in danger, and you're running from this danger, and you're part of them, that means that you have entered them. Why did you enter them? Why not enter them, but you merged with this person, and if they're running, you're running with them. If they're talking, you're talking to them. The reason is you're there to help that person. If they're in danger, then you go. If let's say you're a spiritual person, like sometimes I have a dream and it's scary and it's some kind of danger or something. I know certain uh, prayers in Arabic from the Quran, which are protective prayers, which can protect from evil, from bad people, from, and I can recite them in my dream. I'm aware that I'm dreaming and that I'm somewhere else, and I can recite them and and destroy the evil, send it away, chase it away, scare it away. So if I enter someone else during their a vacant state, I'm in a sleep state. So my body is in my bed, my soul goes out, goes to them, assists in that moment by being part of them, by telling them where to run, where to hide, what to say. It could be it could be a good dream. It doesn't mean I'm not talking about just some chase scenarios or something. Let's say, okay, let's say you enter someone who is in a public, someone is on the stage or doing public speech, and you are there part of them because your knowledge can help them, and you will give them information and they will share with the public, and they will succeed, and they will give some good information to someone, or raise awareness about something, and you did part of that. How did that happen? That's why I keep telling you we are all one, and we all come from one God. And Quran and Islam completely will support that. Trust me, Muslims out there, my brothers and sisters, you may think this is crazy, but the Quran says um, that we come from God and we shall return to God. We all come from the same source. And so, what does this mean? This means when we are dreaming, when we are sleeping, we think, well, basically Quran explains that we are not per, in a state of life. We are not in a 3D. We disappear from 3D. What happens is we are someone's angel at that moment. This is the part that's going to be hard for you to digest. We become someone's angel. You know, the Christian theory of angels is sometimes that there's an angel on your right side, sitting on your right shoulder. This is their explanation. This is how they explain this, and giving you good advice and telling you how to perform good things, like a voice. And many of you have heard a voice, or you've been in a situation when suddenly you knew what to do, as if someone else was there with you, telling you what to do, what to say, how to react. You did something you didn't know how to do, like suddenly you had that skill, and you had no idea you had that skill. Like, where'd that come from? Someone who was dreaming at that time, and they experienced your reality as a dream, and they have no clue that that was, because this part of our nature is not yet, no, at least I've never read a book about it. This was downloaded to me 3 weeks ago, that when we sleep, we are helping someone else. This is why we have dreams of the places we've never been to, speaking to family members that in our life are not our family members, but in that dream there are family members, there are brothers, sisters, and then we wake up and then we are like in this family. Where were we? What were we doing there? We were merging with someone, helping someone get out of certain situation because we came as a pure soul and light to help them. We were sent to them to assist them. We were their angel during our dream state. So we become angels when we were sleeping, and then we come back and we download it back into human, in our human form. This is the hard part that I was trying to tell you. It's going to be hard for you to digest. But inshallah, God willing, a little bit by little, you will remember when you dream or when you experience in your life, in your 3D state, that you feel like you've been helped by someone. I bet someone somewhere is dreaming of being in your skin and being and like seeing with your eyes and reacting in the situation that you were in. It's vice versa. You could be dreaming that you're someplace and helping someone, or someone could be dreaming and helping you. This is how this works. And it's still new to me. This is new information for me, but I have to share with you, because if I don't share, I keep it to myself. I think it was meant to be shared, even though it requires a lot of courage to go out here and say this, because you could think I'm crazy, but I don't care. Like, you can actually, if you're not ready to accept this information at this time, this is too much for you, think of me as being crazy. I don't mind. It makes me closer to the God's people, because every single one of them were considered crazy until proven that they deliver a message from God. Now, I want to say just a few more things. It's 32:23 that I I was just doing some candles a few nights ago, and I got a soap from a friend, a nice lady. She makes soaps, and I got a soap from her, lemon scented, beautiful soap, and it was close to the candle, and I suppose the two candles that I light for me and my twin flame, and I suppose that the candles kind of warmed this, because I left it overnight, and it created what happened is kind of melted. I don't know if you guys can see that. It created a vision of twin flames, if you can see this, like a male and a female trying to merge. Sort of like she's a little bit, I believe this is a female, because look at that skinny shoulder. And she's trying to, she has a little bit of upper position, which I'm not, it's just how it looks like, you see. And then he's kind of, and they're like embracing. They're like in this whirlwind, like in this vortex together. I think it's a nice way of angels to play with my candles and show me this. And when I say angels, please, when I say that we become someone else's angel during our dream state, that we go somewhere and help someone as maybe they think it was like angelic help to them, like that story of battle in the Quran, mentioned in the Quran and the Hadith, that Prophet Muhammad was in the battle, they were attacked, and there were just few of them, just a small number of young of first Muslims, and they were attacked by a big army, much bigger army, uh, way overnumbered. Then the angels, the Melek, came and joined the Muslim army, which Muslims didn't know about. It was told to Prophet later, but they didn't know. They just knew they were outnumbered, and they still went. Anyways, it was a power of belief that God will protect them. But what they didn't see was that angels were there, and they were were seen by the enemy army. The enemy army saw all these angels, in human form. So what they appeared to be was a much larger army, and they actually ran away. This is actually historically recorded event. And what I'm trying to say is that sometimes that, that support from the angel realm can come in different forms. And I also believe there's different kinds of angels. So when I say that we become some angelic form, helping someone else because they don't see us, we just kind of become part of them. They can maybe like kind of feel us, maybe they can kind of hear our advice, or we just kind of work through them and talk through them and tell them what to do, how to act in that moment. Because what we feel in our dream is that we are there and we are being them, we are part of them. Like we kind of, that's why I say we merge with them, with their own 3D form. And so when I say that we become angel to someone, I don't mean to offend archangels like Gabriel, or Michael, or any of the archangels, or different types of angels, like recording angels that record our deeds. That we believe in Islam that there's sets of angels that record our deeds, angels that take our soul during the death. So there's all kinds of angels, and we don't know enough about this six-dimensional reality. But that's why I say we are in a form, some sort of angelic form, that we help other people. So that will explain many of your dreams that you had, that you will have, and then you will remember what I just told you tonight, and then you will say, "Oh my God, that girl, whatever, with the hijab, she was talking about something that time I was like, what?" But then, wow, I get it now. So I hope you do. I hope you do, because it's going to help you many times during your dream to know you're doing light work in your dream. You are helping someone, and part of your mission, you don't only work during the vacant state, but you also can work in your dreams. So become more strong spiritually in your vacant state. Get as much knowledge and light, and pray to God, pray to Source, and ask Him to reinforce you with strength, so that even in your dreams you can become light warrior, and you can fight for goodness, and you can save uh, places and people, and help others, and be somewhere else, someone else, with someone else, and help them, and then come back and be your old self, and then be happy that you were, even given a chance during the dream to do something in this world. And I hope I hope you can get this, and I thank you for watching for 38 minutes, a long time. I'm gonna go now, and I love you all, and I have more things to share, but I'll save it for the next video, because I think this was important to let you know about what dreams may come. Okay, love you guys. Peace be upon you. Salam alaikum. I quit now.